Hello everybody. I apologize for the background noises, but my apartment is pretty warm, so I had to open my window. And I said I wouldn't be coming back for a little while due to university and school stuff, but due to the recent video that was released, I think about 8 hours ago, by iskall 85, I need to address some things. Because I don't think a lot of people understand what's going on here. And I need to follow up on his recent video where he discusses being cancelled. And while I did ask for him to make an apology video and explain some things, in my first video describing this, which got 3.3 thousand views, he raises some serious questions and inconsistencies that I think need to be addressed. And I want to be clear that while I acknowledge the difficult time iskall is experiencing, his responses have serious issues that can't be ignored. iskall's video emphasizes the pain and distress he's facing, the impact on his mental health, quote-unquote loss of income, and the hate he's received. And, while I empathize with that, that no one deserves death threats and hate, it is crucial to not let this overshadow the initial allegations that sparked this entire situation. So, let's revisit what we know, and note the inconsistencies in iskall's account. Number 1. Allegations and the quote-unquote consensual chatting. iskall frames the allegations as, quote, consensual chatting with a couple of adult women. But this glosses over the fact that these allegations were investigated by the Hermitcraft group and deemed credible. This minimization of the claims does not align with the serious statements made by the multiple victims, which detail harmful and boundary-crossing behavior. Number 2. Refusal to engage. iskall states that he was summoned for a hearing with a 1.5-hour deadline, which he declined due to legal advice. However, his refusal to engage with his colleagues, regardless of the time frame, shows a lack of willingness to address the situation or productively engaging with the community he was a part of. And it's a clear contradiction that he was contacted by Hermitcraft and then claims that they didn't try to contact him. This decision ultimately led to his public removal from the group. Quote, cancelled in number 3 narrative. Number 3, canceled narrative. iskall describes the situation as a, quote, witch hunt and an example of toxic cancel culture. While it is true that online communities can be quick to judge, it is important to note that iskall himself contributed to the issue by failing to address core accusations. He has not apologized for any of the actions and uses cancel culture as a shield to deflect from his behavior. Number 4. Downplaying the severity. On one hand, iskall emphasizes the impact of allegations and the damage they've done to his life, but on the other hand, he downplays the behavior that led to these allegations, implying any condemnation is simply contributing to the toxic cancel culture. This inconsistency further detracts from his narrative and fails to take accountability for his behavior. Number 5. Monetized content. iskall makes reference to his loss of income, but is still a monetized content creator, as indicated by his call to keep an eye out on my Twitch and YouTube channel. It is difficult to see him as a victim of cancel culture when he still continues to have a platform where he can continue to make money. Number 6. The victim narrative. While iskall paints himself as a victim of a witch hunt, it's important to recognize that the victims of this behavior also deserve recognition. It's not appropriate to compare the potential harm to his career as a content creator to the harm that he may have caused the victims who have come forward. Number 7. The Vault Hunter situation. iskall describes the developers as attempting to extort him and take over the Vault Hunters project. Regardless of the truth of his claim, it's clear that the people involved in Vault Hunters SMP were negatively impacted by the allegations. Number 8. Lack of explanation. iskall mentions a lot of more things behind the scenes, which, with Hermitcraft, he doesn't offer any specific explanation, and the lack of transparency makes his claims feel unsupported. Here are some key takeaways. Number 1. Accountability and apology. iskall needs to take responsibility for his actions and issue a sincere apology to those that are harmed. He cannot claim to be a victim of cancel culture when his own actions have caused him to be removed from Hermitcraft. It is essential to acknowledge the harm he has caused. Number two, empathy for all parties. While it's essential to have empathy for the situation Iskall is in, it is equally vital to remember the victims. The focus should not be on whether his career was damaged, but whether he takes responsibility for his part in it and learns from it. Number three, moving forward. I stand by my previous statements that I hope Iskall will issue a sincere apology and take steps to learn from the situation. It is critical to create a safe and healthy space for everyone in the community. I will continue to do my part in promoting kindness, respect, and understanding in my own community. Thank you for listening.